The new Wyatt 6 family may have been leaked. We're going to talk about it in today's video, but guys, we have like 5 or 6 topics, so we're going to get started with Impact really quick. Mickie James and Josh Alexander both announced as injured. You might be wondering why this is a big deal. We're still awaiting details on Mickie James and her whole situation, but Josh Alexander did announce today on Twitter that he has been injured and he is indefinitely taking a leave from Impact due to the injury. That means what's going to be happening is he's getting surgery today and the title's been vacated. So if you watch Impact, Josh Alexander has been going on this historic run. Now he will be replaced by Kushida at Impact Wrestling Rebellion, which is taking place April 16th. And with that, you got to keep in mind it's going to be Steve Maclin versus Kushida for the world title. I mean, I'm really hopeful that Steve Maclin wins the title. I just wish he would have beat Josh Alexander for it. But this could potentially set up a feud later on. As far as Mickie James goes, Impact Wrestling's not being too descriptive on what's happening there with the plans, but she has been taken off of Impact Sacrifice, which is taking place tonight, and so has Josh Alexander. Guys, really quick, I want to talk about NXT. Shawn Michaels has a huge issue on his hands because WWE is reportedly not happy with they're not happy with the crowds at NXT. And actually, just so you guys know, I've talked to people who have gone to the tapings at NXT. I've heard a lot of complaints about this, that the crowd, they create their own little sections to where they sit. I've heard that I heard that they try to make themselves part of the show as much as possible. These are things that other fans have said about going to the events, and WWE isn't really happy with like the crowd reactions and how things are going. At least according to Meltzer, he noted that the crowd for NXT tapings are down, and they have been unhappy with the crowd reactions. He said WWE sent a notice to all of the talent and crew that they should strongly encourage their friends and family in the Central Florida area to attend NXT to help bring energy to the crowd in the final shows leading up to Stand and Deliver. So this was something that I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel like this is super important to talk about for just a quick second. I've always complained about the NXT crowd. They cheer for who they want to cheer for. They boo whoever they want to boo for, and that's fine. But sometimes, like, I think they do things, and it goes back to what was happening with, like, Lindsay Dorado and other wrestlers in NXT. If you go back and look into it, it's way too much to cover in an 8 to 10 minute video, but if you go back and look at it, it's always been an issue with NXT. So my point is this. I think WWE, I get why they go and shoot at the Performance Center. I don't blame them. I actually think it is a good idea, but I think from time to time, they should go on the road with NXT. The brand is clearly selling tickets to events. They can do it. You can do a studio-based show outside of the Performance Center as well. You could always go to Full Sail. Nonetheless, it could be improved. Keeping the same topic of NXT, though, Shawn Michaels, WWE, reportedly working on something big because NXT Battleground has been filed for trademarks. This is according to the U.S. PTO, basically, the Patent Trademark Office. Now, keep in mind, WWE had WWE Battleground a couple years ago. That was a pay-per-view for WWE. Now NXT has something called Battleground. Keep in mind, NXT also does these special episodes of Dynamite. They do these special episodes of NXT on Tuesday nights, just like how Dynamite would. So we recently saw NXT Roadblock. Now we're seeing NXT Battleground. Is this going to be a pay-per-view? Is this going to be a PLE? Is this going to be a Tuesday night special? What exactly is the plan here? The reason why I'm actually bringing this one up specifically is because WWE is planning on more takeover-style events for NXT. Whether they bring back the name Takeover or not, I don't think so. But I do want to point out that WWE has been doing a really good job of selling tickets outside of the Performance Center for these premium live events for NXT, and I think that is absolutely massive. So if WWE wants to take NXT on the road for these pay-per-views, Battleground works. I mean, WWE uses a lot of recycled stuff anyways for NXT. Halloween Havoc, we've seen so many Heat Wave. We've seen so many names recycled for NXT, which it never works for the main roster, by the way, but they do it for NXT, and I'm glad that WWE still continues to do that, despite the fact that TakeOver is not part of the name. And you know what? Hey, Stand and Deliver is probably going to be a big show. Hopefully WWE NXT kicks ass there, because we saw in their last PLE that NXT was really, really good. With this one, if they can maintain that same excitement, I think more people will be excited about going to these shows. I think it just ultimately gets better for NXT, and that's really exciting. Guys, really quick, Naomi did confirm on her Instagram that she is no longer with WWE. I don't want to spend time talking about this, okay? I really don't. I have been asked by people in my comment section to talk about this. I've talked about every single update about Naomi possible. And just to be honest with you guys, I'm tired of talking about Naomi. And I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing about Naomi. So I'm just letting you know, Naomi has left the company. There's really not much more I can share with you. She shared this detail on Instagram. I swear I'm not trying to complain. I'm just trying to be real with you guys. The whole situation with Naomi and Sasha Banks was one of the biggest blunders I've ever seen in wrestling news. Because sometimes it's reported that they're back in the company and they renegotiated and they did this and they did that and they signed with the company and then they left the company. Oh, but by the way, they're still in talks with the company. All of these different things have really led to absolutely nothing except for confusion for wrestling fans. It's mixed reporting, and it's something that was very prominent with Sasha Banks and Naomi. Naomi has taken to Instagram in a comment and says she's no longer with WWE. It makes sense. Now let's move on. Guys, you know who else is taking to social media, causing a big splash? Bray Wyatt. Not Bray Wyatt, but his old friend, Eric Rowan. Yeah, so Eric Rowan, Dutch, and Vincent from The Righteous have all taken to Twitter teasing some sort of tweets. And it's a very, very crazy thing because they are teasing the arrival of themselves as the Wyatt family in WWE. They know exactly what they're doing. Now, I talked about this on Twitter, and some of the responses that I got was that these guys are all trolling. They've been trolling since November. They're playing into the rumors that they're all part of the Wyatt family. And that could very well be possible. That very well could be possible. But here's the thing. Eric Rowan, Dutch, Vincent, Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt. I mean, that's a very solid group. Let me make sure that's 6. Bray, Dutch, Vincent, Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan. Oh, you need the 6th person. Obviously, Alexa Bliss. So I think Alexa Bliss is the only person that makes sense considering the fact that Alexa Bliss has been tormented by Uncle Howdy before she left for television. Left television so she can go get her skin cancer thing taken care of. So she provided an update on that herself on her social media. So those 6 right there could potentially be the new Wyatt family. That appears to be the thing that has been teased. I don't know what the hell is going on here. I personally think Dutch and Vincent and Eric Rowan, I just think they're playing into the rumors, honestly. But that's the thing that makes this so interesting is that social media in the hands of wrestlers, they can tease and everything you can imagine. Whatever they want to do, they can get people excited for something. All they have to do is tweet. And, it would be interesting because we know Vincent and Dutch were reportedly backstage with WWE before. If I also remember correctly, I think I seen them in the crowd at NXT. The real question is what's going to go down here. This should be really interesting. And I'll kind of leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.